Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 7, Episode 15, titled Don't You Forget About Me, air date February 1st, 2010, and the synopsis is
Flashback to the 80s. That's all it says on IMDb.
Yeah, I feel like there's not much you could probably really put in there.
Yeah, besides for Haley's plotline.
Yeah, her birthday.
Mm-hmm. So, they're changing Lucas's house to fit the movie better, so Lucas's bedroom door is being painted brown. And Brooke says that the girl behind the brown door doesn't even sound right. Red is better.
Yeah.
And then Julian realizes that there's a lot of memories in that house for Brooke, which is kind of awkward because it's Lucas's house.
Yeah, like her ex, who she did live there for a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he asks how they're doing wardrobe, and because they had like to have a big love scene. So Brooke gives him two options, and he wants Alex to try them on before he makes a decision. And then Brooke brings up the fundraiser dance that Haley and Quinn put together at the high school tonight. She says, I wouldn't be weird if they were both there. And Julian thanks her for inviting him to go, but they have to shoot the first scenes tomorrow. He has a lot to do. And decides to never go back. So I get that part, but this isn't like his high school he'd be going back to.
Right, it's hers.
Yeah, so.
Like, he wouldn't have any memories, so he should be able to go, because, for her, it's all the memories just coming back of everything. So, I mean, that would be hard.
Okay, and then Alex was also hearing this conversation.
Of course.
And then Quinn is making a shake when the blender starts malfunctioning. Just then, Kylie, right?
Yes, Kylie.
Yeah, starts trying to get inside the house because she's using the old key. So, again, I don't know why Clay gave these keys out to these women that he was sleeping with, where they could just go into his house anytime they wanted, even when he wasn't there.
But Kylie has seen Clay and Quinn together. So why would you think that you can just show up still?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, use your brain and realize that he's with somebody and he clearly don't want you around, especially when you can't get in the door. It just doesn't make any sense of why she's still hanging around. Like, go away.
Right. Yeah, so Quinn's over this, and Kylie hears Quinn from the other side.
Oh, so, I mean, she does deserve to get the smoothie or whatever poured on her.
Yeah, because she said through the door that she hopes Clay wasn't with that miserable slag again. And I actually don't really know that slang from British terms, but obviously it's not good.
Yeah, but I'm just like, well, you deserved it because you should have just left.
Yep. And Quinn, says, like, in a sarcastic way, like, sorry for being such a slag. And then Mouth wakes up to find Fergie and Junk on his computer in his bedroom. So, do they still live here, or they have a key as well to get in?
I don't know. Because it seems like they moved out because we haven't seen them in like a season. Yeah, this is always questionable of this apartment of who lives there, because sometimes it seems like it's only Mouth, sometimes it's Skills and Mouth, sometimes it's all of them. So I don't know.
Right.
It's weird.
And apparently they're there changing his life by making him a dating profile.
I mean, do you really think that he's truly over Millie where he would want to go on a date?
No, it doesn't seem like it, especially because he's living with her, so.
Yeah, like
Like,
that
he
would
would
be
kick her
very
out.
well. I don't think he's going to. Where would she go?
Right. I'm just saying, like, or like he doesn't volunteer to move out, so they don't have to be in the same place. But then with Clay, he gets back into the car with coffee, noticing Nathan fell asleep in the passenger side. And I'm just hearing the wind. But so apparently they were at a charity event in Atlanta, and they left early to make it back to Tree Hill by morning. But then Clay missed the highway exit, and now they just end up going in the wrong direction for a few hours.
Well, that was weird. Was you missed the exit? So like a normal person would just get off at the next
Yeah.
exit.
Yeah.
But not Clay. He just for some reason missed the exit and kept driving. Like he's just on a Sunday stroll, just going along as a little road trip instead of like, oh, I need to get to my destination, which is what most people would do. So when he said that, I was like, so you just kept driving? Like, who does that? And then doesn't even tell the person that you're with, oh, by the way, I missed the exit. We're not getting home anytime soon. Just so you know. And I also probably don't know where I'm at because I just kept driving.
Right.
Like he's clearly not driving in the right direction.
And then just when he takes off, again, the tires pop because they went over those spikes.
Yeah, I like how we see the sign after of where it says like do not drive, you know, because of the spikes will ruin your tire.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, he clearly and didn't read that. I mean, but again, neither one of them read that. It's not like Nathan. It's not like Nathan also said, "Wait, don't go over it," and then he did. I mean, he didn't warn them either.
Right. Yeah. So Nathan just wants to get back home in time for Haley's birthday because it's today. So when she goes downstairs, she thinks the boys are going to surprise her.
But of
so
course,
she has her eyes covered.
Nathan's gone, and Jamie just wants his eggs.
Yep.
And I mean, he was, I think, definitely like a regular kid of like, yeah, that's what I want. Like, because she's like, besides please and thank you, like anything. And it's like, and he's like, yeah, pancakes, blueberry. It's like, oh my God. Yeah. And then she goes, they forgot my birthday. It's like, well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
mean, also like how many people really love their birthday?
I don't know, some people do.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. Like I can see you going all out for like your kid's birthday, but I'm like, okay. Also, it's not like birthdays are a big thing on this show. We never really see anybody's birthday. We saw Brooks.
And Jamie's, yeah.
And that's it. Yeah, Brooke and Jamie, and that's it. Otherwise, oh wow, she has a birthday.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, well, maybe they just made this a tradition eventually with everybody's birthdays in the family. And we don't even know how old Haley's turning. Is like should be like what, 26?
Yeah, turning 26.
Yeah. So that's will be an odd number to celebrate, like maybe 25. That's like a quarter, with 100 or halfway to 50, something like that. But Nathan does end up leaving a voicemail to her.
But his phone dies, of course. Yep. It's like everything, of course, you don't want to happen happens.
Yep. And then Clay, silly Clay still again, left his phone in the car as it's getting towed off.
I mean, this was annoying because like Clay was just, oh my God. He's like, oh, everything's fine. And, we're stranded here, but that's okay. It's like, what? And like Nathan's just all mad. And I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, just forget her birthday for a minute. I would just want to go home. Like, like this is no longer like it's one thing to like go on a road trip, but then you're stranded. And it's like one thing after another is happening. So yeah, I would just want to get home.
But did you think that they could have stopped the tow truck in time because the windows were rolled down? So I think the guy could have heard them if they yelled.
Yeah, I think that they definitely could have stopped him and said, hey, I need my phone. I think it would have made more sense if Clay would have said his phone died too.
Yeah. And then back on set, Julian talks to Alex about the script because she printed it in a different color because she didn't want it to be the other color. And then Alex mentions that she saw him talking to Brooke earlier about the dance. She was, begging him to go with her. But Julian said she didn't because she said it was polite and just been weird between them since their breakup. And then he asks Alex if why she's so calling Julian all of a sudden. And then we hear their first ship name, Julian.
I know when she said brilliant, I was like, because everyone says it.
Yep. So she's still following the steps of recovery and making amends for all the wrong she's done, which kind of reminds me of Brooke when she was trying to make things right with Nathan and Haley in season 1.
Yeah, but she didn't like Nathan.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying she just kind of broke them up.
Yeah.
And putting them back together. And then back at Haley's house, Jamie asks, why are they eating with the nice plates? They only use them for holidays and special, moments, giving him a clue. But, Haley tries to say, like, maybe it's the birth of a new day.
Well, and so then she talks about how her and Quinn are leaving, so Junk and Fergie are going to come over to babysit. So it's like they're not going to this class or school thing either. Like they went there, or at least Fergie did. I don't know.
I guess, yeah. Guess I didn't want to go. And then it was funny because Jamie said that, oh, nobody else could babysit, so you got them.
Well, you would think that they wouldn't, because you would think that all the friends would be going to it. Like if Skills was in town, he would have went to the party thing, and Mouth went. So clearly none of them are going to babysit you.
Right. Yeah, Haley made a comment too that with the two of them equals one responsible adult.
But does it?
And then Jamie says that he's old enough to stay at home by himself.
He's 7.
Right. Yeah.
No.
And then Haley jokes that she's old enough to get arrested for child endangerment, which would be her 3rd strike.
Okay, yeah, when she said that, she said 3rd, and then she said, well, 4th. And I was like, 4th? How would that be your 4th strike?
Yeah, unless we didn't see something that she did.
Because last time we had talked about the 2 times she was arrested. So that would be her 3rd. But then I'm like, where would the 4th come from?
Right.
That was odd to me.
And then Quinn walks in, and she happily tells Haley that it's the big day, so Haley thinks she's talking about her birthday.
But it's the party.
And, Quinn's like, what could be bigger than that? Saving the arts program. Haley just lies saying she can't think of a thing. But apparently the theme is Return to the 80s. Do you think that's a fitting theme considering that most of them were like born like in the late 80s about?
I don't know.
Like I don't know, I thought maybe it would fit them better if it was like the 90s or something.
Because I know that like they're like we have like an 80s fest and stuff, so I don't know. We don't really have a 90s fest, so I don't know. I guess people like the 80s so much.
I think that too was like before technology started taking over with computers, at least, and all that being introduced in cell phones.
Yeah, so I feel like that's usually the decade that people want to go back to, because I mean on other shows and stuff it's usually they talk about the 80s. It's not really the 60s or 70s or 90s. It's always the 80s, back in the 80s. So
right. Yeah, so apparently Quinn has a dream of crimping her hair, which
is weird. You did that in the 90s and the early 2000s.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. So it's not like she completely missed the the fat of it all.
Like I could obviously because this was started in 2003, the show, and Quinn was clearly already she would have had she would have been crimping her hair already. So,
Right.
it's like, I know that kind of threw me off. I was like, huh?
And then Haley lets Quinn know that she got that voicemail from Nathan, so him and Clay won't be back home in time for the dance. And you know, she's just gonna go upstairs and flip her hair now, so Haley just shows disappointment on her face, seeing that her sister forgot her birthday as well as her son.
That is weird because Quinn never really comes back to say happy birthday.
Right.
So that is weird that you would miss your sister's birthday, especially like it's one thing if you don't really talk to your sister and it's just another day, but like they seem close all of a sudden. So like you would think she would remember her sister's birthday.
Right.
Especially because she said Haley was her favorite baby sister.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't really forget that.
Right. And then meanwhile, Brooke is working at the store when Alexander walks in, not liking the outfit she's working on for the dance. And Alexander says that he learned everything about fashion from Miami Vice reruns. And Brooke tells him he was born the wrong decade, and he says, maybe that would make him the perfect date for Baby's dance. And by date, he means a guy who, is
Wants
just
to go as friends, yeah. But then, like she said, that's not really a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like why? Because she's worried Julian's gonna show up.
Right, which is something. I mean, well, she kind of invited him, but
I mean, he also said he was busy, and again, you're not together, so you can go with anyone you want to.
mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. It's not like you're sneaking around because you don't need to tell him anything.
Right.
I mean, she keeps making that clear, like, they're not getting back together anytime soon. So it's like, okay, then you can be seen with Alexander.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe she just didn't want to go because Julian wasn't going to be there, probably.
But, well, I know, but why won't she just go with Alexander?
Because she thinks that Julian won't be there. It's like she'll only go if she knows Julian will go.
That's annoying. Just go and have fun with somebody
Yeah,
for one night.
Yeah, plus it seems like her and Julian like the 80s as well, because Grease 2 came out in 1982, so that could be it. Like, they kind of have like that in common. So that's why she probably thinks it'd be more fun with him than with Nat. And then Alexander compliments her by saying that the best way for him to meet a hot girl is to have another one on his arm. And he should be doing him a favor. So she finally gives in. They look all as friends. And then he says for the whole plan to work out, he's going to need her to change the outfit that she's making. So she starts working on another design, even though the party is tonight, which doesn't seem realistic if she only has some hours.
No, but I mean, remember when you made those designs for the store and she made them like overnight? It seemed like she, I don't know, all like magically is very fast at creating things.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was funny though? When Haley was telling Quinn, like, are you up there and everything? And Jamie says she's pimping her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And Haley goes, I hope you mean crimping. It was funny. And then she tells him that to have Quinn wait until Junk and Fergie get there, and he goes, okay. It's like, yeah, he ain't gonna listen to that. You really do need to tell her.
Yep. Yes, plans of his own.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jamie tells Quinn that his mom told him to tell her that she can leave whenever because Junk and Fergie are going to pick him up. Or she's going to pick up Junk and Fergie to drop him off, so she can leave whenever, yeah.
But why would you still leave? He'd still be by himself, even if Haley went to pick them up.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
I was like, but he would still be left alone, which is why you would still stay there until they get there.
Right.
I'm like, that's weird. But she's like, okay. And I'm like, what kind of adults are these?
Right. So Jamie ends up calling Junk to tell him and Fergie they don't need to babysit him anymore.
And Junk was funny. He's like, Jamie just canceled on us.
Mhm.
It was funny.
Yeah. And then the boys go back to working on Mouse online dating profile, typing back his dream girl without mouse input at all, until he mentions that he wants a smart girl of at least an IQ of 100 and a good sense of humor. And then they submit that info for the website to find a woman that fits that description.
I mean, okay, when he said for her IQ at least 100, I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's just annoying. Like, he's trying to pick up this version that is not realistic. You know?
Yeah. And then it takes a minute for the search to go through. And Mount doesn't think it's going to bring up anything, but it does give him one match from a woman in Tree Hill.
I thought it was funny when there's no picture and Mouth is like, of course not, because she's probably a he. And then he's like, delete my profile. Like, but of course they don't.
Right.
They click on like, what is it? Go on a date or something.
Yeah. But isn't it something that's the worst fear for guys when it comes to online dating is that the person's actually a guy? Well, on the other hand, women, it's more worse. Like we're afraid that the guy, might murder us or worse. Like that's our worst fear.
I don't know. I mean, for us, it's like, oh, is the guy gonna be a player? Like,
Oh, I don't think that at all.
is he lying?
I don't think of that at all. I think of the worst possibility.
Oh well, see, that's where you jump to. But I mean, because you never know who it is on the other end.
Mhm.
It could be someone just trying to mess with you too.
Right.
But it's also kind of annoying because like we're redoing a storyline because Peyton did this or Brooke did it to Peyton.
Right.
So we're just kind of redoing that.
Mm-hmm. At least it's with the guys, not like Haley doing it for Brooke or something like that. Or Alex,
Yeah, but
I think,
also he's not ready again.
mm-hmm. Yep. So Nathan tries calling Haley on a payphone, but it doesn't work. And Clay says that he thinks he found him a ride, but there's a catch.
Yeah. They're gonna ride with the pigs.
Yep.
That was funny.
Yeah, especially after.
And I mean, and the fact that they're in suits and stuff is just funny.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that happened after Nathan said that he would settle for him giving him the piggyback ride.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nathan tells Clay that he's about to see just how much he loves his wife, and they both in the truck. And then Jamie comes downstairs, seeing no one's around, so he's alone, just like he planned.
Yep, all of a sudden he's happy.
Mm-hmm. And then back in the truck, Clay feels bad because he's sitting with the pigs when he loves bacon and pork chops and ham. And Nathan tells Clay that he knows the kids are falling seriously in love at that point, but they can talk about something else. He's just using that against him with his memory. And then Clay asks Nathan what he had planned for Haley's birthday. Nathan says him and Jamie brought decorations for the whole house. He was going to make pork ribs, and then the truck stops because the bridge isn't drivable with the flood the other night. So they get a map from the guy to make a plan, the driver. And Nathan wants to, walk to the next highway and hitchhike, but Clay isn't sure about that. Not to get lost. And Nathan assures him that he's like a human compass.
Okay, this red flag. I'm like, when has Nathan been a human compass?
Right.
Nathan didn't do well in school. And when did he ever get lost?
Right.
Like, what? I'm like, I don't know. To me, it just didn't seem like his personality.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's not a character.
Right.
I did not know that about him.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, he knows where he's going at far, far away. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. And that was funny how Clay said bye to the pigs before they went.
Well, and then he's going in the woods too.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah,
what's
they're
in
not
there.
walking on the side of the road.
Right. Like, you know, it's in it. Like, you're really going to get lost if you go in the woods.
Right.
Like, really, Nathan?
Maybe Nathan, that was a shortcut. I don't know. But at the dance, Haley tells Quinn somebody wrote slut on her car with lipstick.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, that was Kylie. It's like,
Yep.
okay, well, at least she knows.
Yep. And then they have Grubs bartending there. And then Fergie and Junk are playing a video game. When the pizza gets there, Mouth asks if they can chip in because he's unemployed. And then that's when they open the door, and it's not the pizza, it's Kylie.
Yep. And then she's like, which one of you is Marvin McFadden? And the guys raise their hand. And then Mouth goes, that's me.
Right.
It was funny.
Yeah, and then he's not sure why she's there, so she explains that, you know, they matched on the website. And then she mentions about the dance and asks if he wants to go with her, but Mom says no. But, you know, he also means yes. He just wonders why she was on a dating site. You know, she could get a date with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then he still thinks that she might be a guy, so in order to prove that, she lifts her shirt up to flash them.
Yeah, I didn't like that part. I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm. And then Jamie's just, you know, doing whatever he wants at home,
Literally doing everything he wants.
and making a mess, and also making the world's, you know, giant pancake.
Well, and that's why when he said, like, he's old enough to stay home by himself, I was like, but you're not, because look what you're doing to the house.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then there was a moment where, what's his real name again?
Who?
Jamie.
What do you mean? His real name is Jamie.
No, I mean the actor.
Oh, Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson. There you go. Because there was a moment when Jackson looked in the camera. Did you see that before he jumped on the couch?
Mm-mm.
No, yeah, he didn't really quit. So I wonder if that was like a blooper that they just kept in, because usually they make sure the kids don't do that. And then he's trying on all of Nathan's shoes in the closet, and he thinks that there's more in like a big box on a high shelf.
Yeah, so he climbs up them and falls.
Yeah.
Which again, you could have been injured.
Yeah. All the decorations for Haley's birthday party. And then that's what makes him remember that today is her birthday.
And that's weird that he remembered because he saw the decorations. Like, how do you know it's not for next week?
Right.
Like when Nathan's home.
Yeah, maybe Nathan had told him about like what day of the week it is, and he just forgot about it.
Or maybe he told him, hey, I'll be gone, so make sure you decorate. I don't know. And then he forgot all about it, like when the day came. I don't know, because I'm just like, it doesn't really make any sense that that's when he would remember today's her birthday. Like, what?
Mm-hmm. And then Julian's practicing the speech that he's going to give to the crew. And Alex was watching, so she says that she'll start to sew flat for him if no one else does. And then he asks what she's just, you know, still doing there. And she says she realized that he spent the entire day making sure everybody else got ready for tomorrow. So she asks how does he feel, and he says he's nervous. Yeah, because it's his first time directing, even though he's been sets his whole life. And then Alex tells him that she was also nervous for the first time that she had that big part in a movie. But she kept asking herself, how would Julia Roberts do it? Her favorite actress. And then she asks him who his favorite director is, and that's when he answers John Hughes, who directed Ferris Bueller, Breakfast Club, and 16 Candles.
Well, and it was nice because this whole episode was a shout out to John Hughes because he passed.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I forgot it was that long ago. And then, yeah, so Alex gives him that same advice to think what John would do. And to take the night off, though, and come to a dance, and maybe even dance with Brooke. And Julian isn't sure he can find an outfit from the 80s, and Alex tells him that she's got that covered. And that this is not a date between them. It's not even date-ish. So Brooke finishes getting ready, but then she hears something outside to find Alexander all dressed up, waiting to take her to the dance. And he tells her that she's starting in any decade. Meanwhile, at the dance, Haley tells everyone thanks for showing up and supporting the arts on stage. And Quinn, kind of like Karen, uses slang, but nobody cheers for it, which is funny.
Well, and she just thinks she's funny. And no one's laughing.
Right. So they introduce the band, and then we see Junk say to Fergie that, basically they're just in love with Kylie, and that Mouth owes him for setting him up with her. And then that's when Junk gets a text from Haley asking how Jamie is. So the boys look at each other, realizing Jamie had lied to them about babysitting.
Yep. And
And
so then they run over there to go check on him.
Yeah. But first, Brooke walks over to Haley with Alexander and introduces him to her, and he tells her,
He's a big fan.
yeah,
I was like, okay.
right. And then Brooke tells Alexander that this is a big night for Haley. Because when they were in high school, she was always trying to bring back the 80s fashion.
Yeah,
which doesn't make sense because she wasn't really wearing 80s fashion. She was wearing like the current mostly.
well, and Brooke, it was nice that they said that because Brooke always kind of played dumb when it came to Haley, like I'll help you on your wardrobe and blah blah, like always making fun of her and all of this. And it's like, and lately she hasn't. Like when they were adults, she never once said anything about her wardrobe. And so it's nice to have like a little callback of her kind of making fun of her.
Right. So of course Haley's upset that Brooke forgot to, and then goes to get a drink from Grubs.
Yeah, she shows her ID and hoping he would recognize it. But he didn't. He just said, "You're 5'4". It was weird. I mean, nobody is saying happy birthday to her. This is what I mean. She must never have had a birthday because nobody knows it.
Mm-hmm. And then we see Chester for the second time this season at the house.
Yeah, when he was running around, I was like, see, he's alive.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so he was coloring in the living room when there's a knock on the door. Of course, it's Fergie and Junk, but he doesn't know that. He just thinks it's
So he's
stranger.
scared. Yeah, so he's scared. Yep.
Yep, and he even grabs his little toy lightsaber to, act like it's a weapon and walks for the door. But after they fail to get in the house, Fergie and Junk try, the back door, the back way in. And then at the dance, Mouth mentions Kylie that her dating profile said she liked to dance, so maybe they can. So she tells him that she might after a few drinks, but then she sees Quinn and makes her way over. And the Mouth makes the comment that she should have put on her profile that she is basically like Millie on steroids.
I didn't like that.
Yeah. And then Kylie tells Quinn that it took her 4 hours to get that smoothie out of her hair. While Quinn reminds her that she's the one that has to drive home in a car with slut written all over it. So if it's with lipstick, it should be easy to get off before she even takes off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if it was like soap or something, that'd be harder.
But then she said that she was trying to increase her chances of getting rear-ended. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. But then Quinn apologizes about the smoothie, asking for a truce. And then Kylie says how American of her to pick a fight she can't win. And then tries to make things worse by telling Quinn that Clay told her he didn't believe in love. So she tells her good luck with that. And then back with Clay and Nathan, who have been walking for who knows how long. Nathan's still in the way. And then all Clay can think about is the endorsement deals they can make from this adventure they're going on. But Nathan tells him to shut up. And Clay tells him, sorry, I didn't realize that the human compass needed complete silence to work. And maybe they should stay with the pace because he's gotten lost. And then Nathan goes off, so they wouldn't be there if he didn't insist on driving to Atlanta for a guy's road trip. And if he didn't miss the exit, they'd be home by now.
Yeah, and that he's gone half the year. So the least he could do is be home for his wife's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And when Clay then says, that Haley will understand, he's like, she shouldn't have to. You would know that if you were married.
Right.
Ooh, not good.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, Clay gets up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then Clay starts walking the other way. Nathan tries to tell him it's the wrong way, but then follows him, anyway. And then back at the dance, Julian and Alex get there. So when Alex said that she had this covered, she didn't have it covered, at least not with Julian. Like, I can't even explain his look. Like, maybe the glasses, kind of, but barely, not really. And, like, didn't it seem like the suit that he had on was like too small for him as well?
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't pay. I mean, I think I probably didn't really pay attention to his wardrobe because of glasses.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't get past the glasses, so I couldn't look at the rest of them.
Mhm. Yeah, it seems like the hat was his choice though, because he likes wearing hats.
Yeah.
And then Julian says, it's amazing how you can just walk into a building, high school, and revert back to being a geek you were. And Alex says that she was a geek too. She even wore headgear until the end of her sophomore year. And that's when Julian spots Brooke, and Alex playfully calls him geek and tells him why doesn't he take a chance to ask the popular girl to dance. But he sees Alexander and he tells Alex maybe because the popular girl's already there with somebody else. Says the guy who also showed up with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex tells him she's sure it's not what it looks like. And then it was kind of funny because he says it wouldn't be the 80s without a cameo from the Crocodile Dundee. Just because he's Australian. Meanwhile, Brooke is bummed that Julian showed up with Alex, of course. And, she says it's a retro dance after all, so why should she expect anything new? Alex tells Julian to go talk to Brooke, and he may be in high school, but they're not in his high school, like we said earlier. And then
Well,
Brooke
she didn't mean his high school. She just meant they're not teenagers.
Right, yeah. And then Brooke and Alexander start walking, toward them, but Julian panics.
Yeah, and she goes, correction. We're definitely back in high school.
Yeah, I wonder where they went to go hide, because that was funny when he said to hide like a little kid. And then Fergie and John get into the backyard, and then
they said they're gonna have to break a window because they keep pounding on the door and he ain't answering.
And it seemed like they were gonna throw it from across the pool, right? Because they didn't go up to the door, because they could just kind of tap it.
I don't know, but I'm like, are you paying for the window?
Mm-hmm. Right before they're gonna do it, they're shot with paintballs, giving a Home Alone reference. And it's fitting because Skills gave Jamie the codename Macaulay. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Jamie's outside now on the other side of the pool, continuing to shoot at them. But Fergie tells Jamie it's him, so he finally stops. And he's just worried that they're going to tell his parents. And Junk says no, because they don't want them to know how stupid they were to fall for this trap. So they make it a deal. And he says that's fine, but he needs their help.
And then Brooke and Haley are in the hallway, and Brooke went to her locker and said, I wonder if it's the same combination. And it was. I'm like, well,
Right.
first of all, after 10 years of being out of school, you're not gonna remember your combination.
You might. But it's really unrealistic that it would still work.
Exactly. No, they change it every year. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and also, you remember your locker?
Well, I think that might be the easier part to remember than the number, maybe. I don't know.
Not me.
I might if I was in the hallway to kind of try to remember. I don't know,
But she knew exactly where. She went right up there as if she just went there yesterday. I'm like, I don't know how realistic that is. I mean, yeah, you might be able to go in the area and go, I think it was this number. But she knew exactly which one.
Well, some people can be good with that, with numbers.
Well, she ain't that good with numbers because she was failing math, and she doesn't even know it's Haley's birthday. So she's not that good.
Yeah. But I was surprised she brought up about Lucas decorating her locker.
Yeah. I'm like, why are you bringing him up so much?
Yeah, when she's thinking about Julian right now with Alex. And so they open it, inviting the current girl's privacy and see if she has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And
then she said it was simpler then. I'm like, what? And then that's when Haley was like, what, for the love triangle with you, Lucas, and Peyton?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when Brooke said, I guess love's never simple.
Right. So Haley asks Brooke what's going on between her and Julian, because she doesn't understand why they're not together.
Yeah, she just says that he's here with Alex. And she's like, yeah, you're here with the boy version.
Mm-hmm.
And so, she said he made it clear that she's his priority. I think that's after she could get over that they were working together. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's when she said that she can't be the girl who's with the guy who's in love with someone else again. I'm like, yeah, like, yeah, because it does seem like it's happening all over again after 10 years. Like, yeah, you don't want that.
Right.
You just want somebody that just wants you.
And then it's funny because Kylie just comes out of nowhere, very drunk.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, and sits down. It's like, what? And they're like whispering to each other, like, who is she? And they don't know.
And she just sits down right in the middle of them, you know, right underneath Brooke's old locker. That was funny. And Brooke just
then
closed the
Brooke's
locker.
like, yeah, and she says, you take care. I'm like, wow, you're just going to leave her there?
Right. And then they walk away before they can even see that Brooke had actually closed the door in Kylie's hair, too. And it was funny because she just tried a few times, but then just kind of passed out from being too drunk. And she just kind of accepts that. And then back inside the dance, Julianne talks to Alexander with an accent, which was random. Was he trying to do like an Australian accent, maybe like to mock him? I wasn't paying attention to that, just that fact that he was doing it.
Oh, that I'm not sure.
Yeah, he could have been.
Probably, because he doesn't like him.
Yeah. So Alexander tells him like he understands how it could be weird seeing him there with Brooke. But he's a good guy. And Julian tells him if he ever hurt Brooke, he will hunt him down across the outback, and he doesn't need a steakhouse, which was funny. Though he would hunt him down there as well. And Alex, you know, says that's fair enough. Alexander. And then once he walks away, Julian tells Krebs that he won't even last 5 minutes in the outback, which is funny.
Well, I mean, I feel like we could probably tell that.
Right. And then Quinn walks down the hall and finds Kylie passed out, and she was like trying to get past her without, you know.
Yeah, she was like trying to go another way, and she's like, you.
It
was funny.
Yeah. And Kylie wants help to get out of the locker.
Well, and here's the thing. You definitely have to, like, apologize and everything if you are Kylie, because you want help, right?
Right.
So now you have to be nice. And, of course, Quinn feels bad. I don't know why.
Right. Yeah, so Kylie explains that, you know, Clay just told her that he didn't believe in love, but then Quinn comes around, and suddenly she realized that he meant he didn't believe in love with her.
Yeah.
But Quinn says there's more to that, which is true. Doesn't know the whole picture and the reasoning behind him saying that.
Well, and they were friends before they got together.
Right. So Callie just, you know, basically tells Quinn, like, you're lucky because guys should see her as somebody to sleep with, and she's lucky to get her breakfast. And then she gets scissors from her purse for Quinn to use to cut her hair.
That was funny because she's like, what are you going to do with those scissors? And she goes, I was going to slash your tires. Oh, my God.
So Quinn does end up cutting her hair. And then Clay ends up leading Nathan to the highway. And Clay tells Nathan that it might be nice if he gave him the benefit every now and then instead of just the doubt. Nathan does apologize for earlier.
So I did like when Clay told Nathan that he used to be married.
Yeah.
And her name and everything.
And then Nathan doesn't believe it at first until because he makes a joke like, "Oh, did she leave you after you were sleeping with those women?" I didn't like that.
Me either. And then he had to say that she died, and he's like, "Oh,
right."
It's like, yeah, Nathan. Sometimes be quiet.
Yes, Nathan knows he wouldn't joke about that, so he knows he's telling the truth. And he asks Clay why he didn't tell him before, and Clay tells him he was his agent, and Nathan points out that then he became his friend. And Clay tells Nathan he knows he should have told him a long time ago, but he's telling him now because he knows how hard it is to be away from his wife. And just then Clay sees a car coming and runs into the middle of the road, almost getting hit by the car. And the woman's afraid behind the wheel, and Clay assures her they're not going to hurt her. He explains that his friend, wants to go back to treatment.
Yeah, for his wife's birthday. And then she pointed out, you're Nathan Scott. So now it's all good because she can take him because she thinks she knows who he is.
Yeah, but only has one seat for Nathan.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm not going to leave you here. And he's like, go.
Yeah. And then just a little while later, sometime, Nathan pulls up in the same car.
Oh my God. And this was hilarious because Clay's like, tell me you didn't kill that lady and dump her body.
Yeah, because
He's like, because, yeah, he's
Mhm.
like, I can't spin that. He's like, no, I bought her car, which there's a lot more that it comes into buying cars from people.
Like it could have been stolen or something.
Well, I mean, like you gotta get the title
Mhm.
and the fact that you would think that she would have things in the car that she's gotta clean out.
Right.
Like you can't just be like, oh yeah, just take it. I'll step out of the car and go. And also now she's gonna be without a car. Like,
Yeah, I was wondering where he dropped her off at.
yeah, I'm like, so she's gonna be hitchhiking like you were. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. This is why you in movies and TV shows when they do that of, oh, I bought this person's car. It's like, okay, but where are they at?
Yeah, because it seems like he wasn't gone for that long.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. But did you drop her off at a friend's house? Like, where is she? Because she has no car.
Right.
I will say I do like the car though.
Yeah. And then this was in the shop then at the school, right? Shop class, the garage
Yeah.
that they were in with Julian and Brooke. Yeah, so Julian's standing in a parked car just like in 16 Candles.
Yeah, and she said she had a thing for the guys in shop class.
Yeah, I think she just said that to make him feel better about himself. Not that that was actually true, you know?
Well, I mean, I guess if anyone probably took shop class, it was probably Lucas
Mm-hmm.
when you think about it. And again, why do we keep throwing Lucas in this?
Right. And then Julian asks what happened to her date, and she says they're just friends. And Julian says, or you know, what's in the car. And then she asks if he knows that she wasn't trying to make him jealous. He just said he wasn't going. So, and then she asks why did he show up, and he says it was a attempt to find some clarity the night before his biggest day of his professional life. But being back in a high school, I guess, you know, just any high school makes him feel like a geek again.
Yeah, so she said that that for him to boost his confidence, he needs a kiss from a cheerleader. Just
Mm-hmm.
like in the movies. I'm like, okay. It's just an attempt so she can kiss him again.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like that.
Right, because
You're either together or you're not. Like,
right, yep. So she says just a lot work tomorrow. He'll be great at directing. And then he mentions like this isn't going to be easy than being friends, and Brooke says no, but it's better than not being each other's lives at all. Yeah, so that's really tricky because sometimes you can still be friends with your ex or you can't. So it really depends on everything.
well, yeah, I mean, what if you never get over the person?
Mm-hmm.
Then you can't be friends.
Yeah. And then outside, Alexander says hi to Alex, and he asks if she knows what their dates are, and Alex says they'll be together.
I like when she's told him basically like, go away from Brooke, like don't
fall in love with
date,
her.
yeah. And he's wondering why, and she's like, because Brooke still loves Julian. He's like, how do you know? And she's like, because I do. I'm like, okay. But I'm like, I like that she did tell him like, stay away from her. Like they need to get together.
Mm-hmm. And then we see Haley waiting, wondering if Nathan will show to pick her up. Just then, she does see him, and he's leaning against the car across from her, like in 16 Candles.
You really thought that she was thinking like Nathan was picking her up?
Well, it seemed like she was looking for somebody.
She knew he was stranded. Like he probably wasn't coming home tonight.
Well, he said that he might, so maybe she was just thinking there's a chance, maybe. And if not, I guess she would have went home with Clay, or not Clay, Quinn and Clay.
Yeah.
Or well, he showed up later, and he was, with Quinn. Yeah, so he tells her that the car is hers. And then finally someone tells her happy birthday, so she runs over to him and hugs and kisses him. And that was a relief.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Mouth tells Kylie her hair doesn't look that bad after, the scissors. But she knows it looks awful, but he's been a trooper, so they can go somewhere and have sex. But he tells her that he can't because, he can, but they can't. And she acts this place for her. It's not, giving the hint that he's serious. And he tells her that it's not like he doesn't want to, but it's just his ex-girlfriend and his roommate, so it's messy. But maybe they can get some breakfast. And Kylie says that his profile was right. He's a nice guy. And before she gets in Mouth's car, she sees Quinn and Clay together. So Mouth asks her if she's ready to move on. She says she is. At least there's that. And then Clay tells Quinn that he's sorry he missed her dance and asks, for her to give him a tour of the place where she went to school. And then Nathan and Haley get home to see Jamie passed out on the couch.
Yeah, they said that Junk and Fergie actually did a good job.
Yeah.
Okay. And that
Yeah.
they should bump him up on the babysitting list. Like, I wouldn't do that.
And then Haley sees the cake and car that Jamie made her, along with Brittany and Junk.
Yeah, now all of a sudden she's happy again.
Yeah. And it was cute because Nathan picked him up from the couch and still with his eyes closed to tell us Haley happy birthday.
Yeah, that was cute.
And then Haley and Nathan have another 16 candles moment with the cake on the table.
Well, yeah, she's wearing the dress too.
Yeah, and with the candles lit, he asks her what she's going to wish for, and she says she already has everything she's ever wanted, which is sweet. And then Julian gives a speech that he practiced yesterday to his full crew that he seemed to magically get so quick. Is that, well, I mean, we've never been at that, but it just seemed weird that he had, no people, and then all of a sudden, 12 of them.
Well, and the other thing is, when they kind of did the zoom out, he had crew members. These were crew members. This wasn't a cast. Remember when Lucas did his speech and it was the cast reading the script? This is literally just crew members. This is not a cast. I'm like, where is the cast? All you got is Alex. Literally, all he has is Alex in this cast. So what?
Yeah, last episode that was weird too. That's why I mentioned it, because we never saw her rehearsing with anybody or mention another character, just her character. So.
I mean, is this just a one-woman show? Because I'm starting to believe that, because it's really annoying. Where is the rest of the people? Because Lucas spent how long on casting? I mean, you would have thought that she would have had to have some kind of casting thing with trying to cast her significant other on the movie. Because remember, she falls in and out of love or something with somebody. Who is he? Where is he? I mean, so that's what's annoying too, is where is this other, even if it's just about the two of them, right?
Right.
A guy and a girl. Well, where is the other half? So that's also annoying.
And then it must have been really late because Brooke was also there.
Well, he said the morning. He said it was in the morning, right?
The morning. Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. I was thinking it was the night still for some reason. But yeah, it was cool that we did get to see Julian have a chair with his name on it, with director underneath it. And then he also wrote on his script, taking Alex's advice, saying how would Hughes do it to give him inspiration. And then he says action to get to work. And then that's when we see the text about John Hughes.
So for me, the high was when Nathan and Jamie told Haley happy birthday. Nathan always knew it was her birthday, but Jamie realizing it was Haley's birthday and telling her it was cute because he went all out. Somehow he made a cake and put up the decorations. Which, I mean, again, I'm surprised they know how to make a cake.
And they weren't even there when they got home either. We don't see them. So
right. So and he was sleeping. So that was also odd. Yeah. So that was the high for me. And the low was Kylie. I didn't like her.
Right.
Her whole story in this, I didn't care for. What about you?
Yeah, it didn't seem like that she was like in love with Clay because we didn't see her that much to begin with.
Right, all we saw her was like in her bikini in the pool. Well, he was
Mhm.
never in the pool,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, we saw Sarah's ghost more than we saw her.
Right.
And then the high was Nathan and Jamie telling Haley happy birthday after the whole day had gone by too, basically.
Yeah.
And I know it's like for someone to forget your birthday. And then the low was just basically everybody forgetting Haley's birthday because realistically, not that many people should have forgot unless they're pretending to, like if they're making a surprise party later or something, that makes sense. But
Right.
so
Like,
many
women never came back
Mhm.
around to say happy birthday to her sister.
Yeah. And then with Grubbs having the date right in his face too. So and then rating,
I'd rate this an 8. I liked it.
yeah, I say 8.5 just because I I've only seen 2 of the 3 movies, 16 Candles and Breakfast Club, but and then I really only like Breakfast Club. I didn't like 16 Candles too much. It just aged very poorly. But yeah, and then the worst and best characters.
Well, the worst is going to be Kylie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like her. And then the best. I don't know. I guess Nathan, because he was the only one that remembered Haley's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That was hard. What about you?
Yeah, my best is Nathan too, because he was the only one that actually remembered while Jamie was reminded. And then the worst was everybody that forgot Harry's birthday, basically.
You only pick one.
No, I think I'm gonna pick all of them for this one.
No, it's called worst character.
Well, in this case, it's characters because they should have remembered.
You only get one.
Brittany, I'm choosing this one.
No, you only pick one. Just pick one. Who would be your top one? I mean, Quinn is technically her sister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I can include Quinn along with everybody else. Yeah.
You get one.
Brittany, just let me have this one.
Oh my god, I'm so annoying.
I
Okay.
guess I know what it's like for people to forget your birthday, so and I've had it happen more than once to me, so I get Haley.
Okay. All right. And then what's the next episode?
Episode 16, my attendance is bad, but my intentions are good.
Interesting.
Which could be about anybody, it
Yeah.
seems.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep, I will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.